Welcome to another stream, guys. More Ralphie Cakes. Rest in peace, Ralphie Cakes. Let's go.
And just going crazy on the party bus. Footage of Bob Levy with his face in Akira's ass. It's going to be awesome. So it'll be coming soon to Howard TV.
What is it, Ralph? Come on, I got to get out of here. I'm sick.
Yeah, I know. I was trying not to call him, but he just irked me with this John Edwards thing. I mean,
nothing to irk. It's
come on. But this is a great man. This is the kind of guy who wants money, as opposed to like Giuliani.
You don't have a
like
family.
Monster,
you don't know what you're talking about.
No, come on.
Giuliani's a great guy.
No, he is not.
Get the fuck off my phone.
He just really dislikes Giuliani.
Please. There's no way. I'll give you $10,000 if that guy wins. He's unelectable.
All right, whatever. John Edwards should be home now. He's got to prepare his wife for dying. He's got to prepare his children. He's got to
preparing her for dying.
Yeah, it's a huge thing that's going to happen. No, this is not all it. You don't stop your life. Talking about this is a guy who wants to be the president of the United States.
This is a man who wants to better the country, and he should be supported.
He will be supported 4 years from now.
No,
Thank you.
we don't have time for this. We need.
By the way,
if the wife is still alive 4 years from now.
Then he'll run.
No.
Yes,
he runs now.
By the way, I got to talk to you. I'm going to talk to you on Thursday.
Edwards and Clinton.
I've been thinking about you, Ralph.
What are you having a serious discussion with him?
Well, I'm not going to bring it up on the air because Ralph asked me not to. But he starts in with me last Thursday about his schedule. And I've been thinking about it. I came up with an answer for you.
Oh, okay.
All right.
Okay, good.
You want to talk about it right now?
Sure.
Says to me, we better talk about it off the air.
Okay.
No, come on.
Take us right to the edge, why don't you?
The whole office is like, no.
He gets a hold of me. He goes, I need a decision. So it's very serious. I go, okay, what is it? I need to talk to you. I need to go out to L.A. for a couple of weeks because I can do better work out there and do some shopping and get some things done. So he says, "Is that?"
Did I say it like that?
I want to know if I have how you feel about it. I said, "I'm not giving you an answer." He goes, "Why not? Please, I'm asking you." I go, "Because that's not my problem. You have a job." So I thought about this. Here's what I'm going to tell you. You got a job with me that you have to be there once a week.
Right.
If you had to go out to L.A. and shop, you could actually do that in 2 days. You could do it in a day or 3 days or 4 days. You're going for a couple of weeks because you want a vacation. And if you want to go to LA for a couple of weeks, I get 10 weeks of vacation a year. And 2-week vacations. Do it during the 2-week vacation.
That's not really what I'm after, but
what are you asking?
No.
What are you asking?
That's not what I'm
what
asking.
Do you want me to do? So you want me to tell you what if something comes up during the weeks that you're gone?
What's going to come up? What's going to come up?
Well, let's just say
new big underwear emergency.
No, let's say I have a special event to go to. You want to be my stylist, right? You got 10 weeks. I'm gone.
I'll fly back for that if you have a big emergency coming up.
Are you going to fly back?
I can't.
So why don't you say Howard for 3 weeks?
I've got important things to do. I can't.
What do you have to do?
I can't be sitting around here for your big 1 day a week.
Oh, sorry. Do you have another job?
What's that?
That's your job.
Well,
I can't listen to this guy. I can't be sitting around here for your big 1 day a week. I'm sorry. You know what? Then you should quit.
How many times do you blow off trying on clothes?
That's not my job. Your job is to show up once a week and prepare things for the TV show.
Yeah.
How many times? What I have? Oh, you mean I have a job with you to show up and try clothes on?
Exactly.
I'm a model.
Right.
Honestly, I love Ralph to the point where I've never met somebody like Ralph in my life. This is astonishing. Ralph, your argument shows how useless you are. Do you realize that? Why would you say what big emergency are you going to need me for? That's not how you argue.
I'm not arguing.
You're taking a paycheck.
I'm not having this discussion on the air.
Oh, there you go. So there you go.
I mean, if you can't deal with this off the air.
I said I would. You said let's do it on the air.
No, I didn't. You did.
No, I said to you, I'll do it off the air. And you said, no, I'll do it now.
No, I said let's talk about it off the air.
But you just said he could talk about it now.
You can't have a serious conversation with me off the air.
No, listen. It's not my job. You have a job to be there once a week. Why do I have to have a serious conversation about it?
I was trying to explain to you what I needed to do out there. You're like,
what do you need to do? Because I don't want to hear it. I don't know why it's my job.
What kind of friend are you? I'm trying to talk to you.
I'm not a friend. I'm your boss.
Clearly, you're not.
No, I'm your
It's all
boss.
about you.
You took a job, and now you're telling me I don't want to do my job.
I didn't say that.
What do you want to do then? Tell me. Tell me what you want to do. You're not asking me. You're telling me what you want to do.
Yeah, I'm asking you what you think. This is my thought, and I was getting your reaction. Clearly,
I think you have a job.
Clearly, you're having a negative reaction to my thoughts. Clearly, this is not a good thought, and I really don't want to jeopardize.
Don't put me on the spot anymore.
Oh, stop it! Be a man.
I am a man.
Yeah,
you be a man
on the air.
You be a man. You be a man and do your job.
You be a man.
You want to stop your job?
No, I don't want to stop. I just said I want to.
So why do you have to go
for a little while?
So go ahead. I told you go. What can I do?
So I don't understand. So you said you thought about it. So what do you think about? What revelation did you have?
I said it's interesting to me that you're putting me on the spot when you have certainly 2-week periods of time where you could go to LA.
That's not enough time. I need a little bit more time.
Why do you need more time? So you can luxuriate?
Yeah. Yeah, I need to relax. It's very stressful here.
I got to go.
I need to chill out. I need to learn to surf.
Yeah, he wants a vacation. He wants a paid vacation is what he wants.
No, not really.
He's not going to show up for a couple of weeks.
I have people to see.
So go do it, but do it on your own time. You got all fucking week to do it.
Look, I realize this is probably not my business, and I'm sorry, Ralph, if I'm bugging you, but it sounds like if you have something really important to do, is it work related?
Yes.
Oh, okay. Well, then it's a different conversation. You have to say, Howard, I may need time off from your job to go work on another job.
Everything is work related.
No.
But how do you expect Howard to keep employing you while you have to say to him, look, I'm going to try a different career and I need time off if my job is.
No, he's saying it's work related to me.
Oh, to you.
Yes.
I don't know that's the case.
Some of it is, some of it isn't. I mean, you know what?
What you're not hearing, Artie,
they don't have any clothes
is that
here.
he also wants time to relax.
Did you?
So he doesn't want to fly out, do the job, and come back.
See, I thought Ralph was
go out. He wants to go out and spend 2 weeks, 3 weeks, or 4 weeks.
Do a decision.
No. I'm telling you, I was laying in bed the other night. And I'm thinking about what you were asking me.
So why couldn't you call me and discuss it? Why do you have to?
I plan on doing that.
Is the volume okay, guys?
But I just love how I'm put on the spot with this shit.
Let me ask
on
you
the
something.
spot, please.
He's done this before. Why is he asking now?
Because he knows it's wrong. He
Is
knows
the
it's
volume
wrong,
okay?
but he wants to have my blessing.
See, I thought Ralph had a different career goal. That's what I
It's
thought.
not wrong, but I took.
Ralph likes that I pay
I have
him.
a job and a responsibility to you, and I wanted to see how you felt.
Well, then do your job. I'm going to call up Mel today and say to him, Mel, I want to leave here for 3 or 4 weeks.
Yeah, you can. And
I need to chill out.
Yeah, you got that stupid ISDN line.
No ISDN line. I don't need ISDN line. No, that'll interfere with my relaxation. Imagine what that would sound like to Mel.
Please.
If I did, Mel, but I don't want to interfere with my relaxation.
Apples and oranges, please.
Okay. All right. Thank you.
Thank you.
Apples and oranges. His job is apples and mine is oranges.
You're such a douchebag, man.
What is it, Dominic?
Well, there's two things going on. First of all, he's jealous that you got engaged. That's what it's about. That's the real thing. And number two, why don't we just have him take over Mel's job? I mean, he's qualified if he wants another job in the company. What else could he do for what he's doing?
Hey, Dominic, how fat are you now? You gained all the way back?
All right, thank you, guys. I got to get Robin's doing her news. Thank you.
See, I thought Ralph had a different career goal, which would have made sense. But to say he's got he's not in Milwaukee. He's going to find different clothes in L.A. and they can't find him in
Manhattan. He's got to shop in L.A.
for 3 weeks.
See, if he had a different career thing going on, that's a major conversation. He's got to go,
Ralph,
listen, I'm going to try something else.
Dynamic people get on a plane to L.A. I know a guy's an interior designer. He goes for the weekend to London to shop.
Right.
You get on a plane to L.A. You can go out there for 2 or 3 days. If you really have some stuff
to do,
if you really have some stuff
that you can only get in Los Angeles,
if you have
and not in Manhattan,
right? You don't need there for 3 weeks.
And even any meeting, you could plan it all in the same time.
I realize I'm going to myself. He's saying to me, "I want to be there for 3 weeks," because he's like too lazy to get on a plane and come back home.
I have to admit, when that conversation started, I was sympathetic to Ralph in the sense that I thought Ralph had figured out a different career in L.A. And so then he should have said, look, Howard, I got to be a man and say, I'm going to go try something different. If my job ain't here when it gets back, that's my fault.
That's another thing.
But the fact that he's saying, that's a decision you make in life. If he's, but the fact that he's saying he has to go out there to work for you for 2 weeks,
New York,
that's really stretching.
If I worked in Toledo, Ohio, and he said, well, I got to go find some fashion. New York is the fashion capital of the world.
I mean, come on.
And he still wouldn't take you 3 weeks.
And look what I'm wearing, by the way. I mean,
and what he wants is he's got that situation with Sam. Sam just built a new house. I mean, he could live. Ralph wants to live like a millionaire while he's doing.
Ralph wants me to pay him.
He misses the luxury life.
He's sick of Jersey.
Ralph wants me to pay him while he goes and hangs out at Sam's. That's what he's asking me.
Ralph, I really tried to be on your side there, but God, you know what? Howard's right on this one. You can't make an argument where you're going.
And go hang out with Sam for 2 weeks on vacation. What I mean, what do you want from me?
But he could also do. You can leave on a Friday and come back on a Wednesday.
Oh no,
that's plenty of time.
No, he can't. No, once he's out there, he has to stay out there.
He doesn't want to come back.
Right. What is it?
I have some stuff to do that requires multiple meetings. It's not just shopping, but shopping is part of it.
So how many days do you need for your meetings?
I could go out to L.A. and shop in a day and come right back.
All right. So what are you meeting? How many meetings do you have?
About 4 or 5.
All right. How many days do you need for that? You need 3 weeks?
Yeah.
Oh, all right.
Yeah.
Oh,
yeah. I got to mellow out a little bit.
I have 4 meetings a day.
And I need to mellow out. It's not just about.
He mellows between meetings.
You don't understand because
Name one of your meetings. Who is it with?
You're one of these people who just you do one thing and that's it, and boom, boom, boom. Some of these people I need to meet with, you need to meet more than once.
Who are these people?
You understand that?
What do they do?
No, I do, Ralph, but I just want to know.
Meet about what?
Them and you go, okay, we're going to do this, and then you come back a couple days later. And
what are you going to do?
Together and that together. I'm not going to run down the list of what I want to do, but I feel this is what I need to do to move forward in life.
Okay, see, that's a different conversation. But is your work?
And it's a conversation Howard would let me have with him.
I don't want this conversation. Do what you want.
I want to hear it.
Do whatever
Artie,
you want.
if you're based in New York, you fly back and forth for these meetings.
Well, yeah, and then I will do that at the next point. I'll be flying back and forth more. But for initially, I need to be out there for a chunk of time, and that's my point.
Don't believe it.
And
he could be out there for 3 days and accomplish this.
That's fine.
I pitched 4 television shows and had 8 meetings a day for 3 days straight and got my business done.
You don't want me to do, you say no.
See, Ralph, here's what you have to say to Howard. You have to say, look, man, I have to do this for my life, and if I lose my job because of it, that's your prerogative.
No, you don't understand. He's doing this for me.
No, you are right, Artie. I'm leaning more towards what you're saying.
Yeah, he's doing this for me, he's telling me.
But he's saying something different right now, though. He's saying that, Ralph, are you saying you're trying to get something going that has nothing to do with Howard?
Artie, you're more in touch with what I'm trying to do.
That's what he's saying to you.
Oh, you have some other business you're trying to start.
But who do you do business with that you have to hang out with for 3 weeks?
Well, yeah, I mean, you never know. I don't know the details of, but then you have to be a man and say, Howard, I realize that you might have to move on. You know,
well, listen,
but Artie, you're not answering my question.
Artie, I'm not crazy.
Right.
I'm not going to slit my throat here.
Ralph, I'm trying to help you here, but you want everything at once. Howard has you doing a service for him. How is he supposed to, with you in L.A., pursuing another career? He's got to do something.
You know what this sounds like to me? Someone said to Ralph, you know, if you hung out here, you could probably find work.
Yeah, of course.
So now he wants to go hang out.
So the guy who's offering him work, he's going to fuck over.
No.
All right.
You know what? Here's the thing. When you know what an example of it is.
I got to go.
To me, fucking you over.
No. I mean, you're putting. Do whatever you want, Ralph. You got 2 weeks. You got 10 weeks to go away. Go every week that you're away. Go to California. Go to Alaska. Do whatever you have to do. Who's stopping you? You got lots of vacation time.
Like when I went to Howard and asked for the 3 weeks off for beer league, which was a very difficult time, he made it clear to me that said, look, either you go do it or you make it happen where you could do both. Because if you don't do both, I'm going to be sort of aggravated with that. But what happened was, if I said to Howard, look, I'm going to shoot the movie for 3 weeks, and at that point I may lose my job. I understand that. Or I made it so I had to do both to keep both jobs. Sometimes you got to bite the bullet and,
Artie, that's
do
having a job. You didn't stop working to go make them, to get the guys to back you to make the movie. You met with them and you worked.
That's a good point, Artie.
But that all did happen in New York for me.
What is it, Doug?
Oh, I can't. He was clearly upset with that.
Go ahead, Doug.
This is like, I need to talk to Ralph. I don't want to get into it all on here. Ralph is an employee under my budget.
Right.
He doesn't make these rules. This is not for him to tell me he's going away for 3 weeks.
Well, he has other. He's trying to get some business.
Every single day of this trip is going to be scheduled by a coordinating producer.
Hey, Doug.
What?
Hey, Doug. I'm not getting it. This is a conversation I have with Howard first, and if he was okay with it, then I would have the conversation with you.
But you already have you just admitted you have the agenda all planned. You need 3 weeks. You're not asking.
No.
You're telling us all.
I have the conversation with Howard. If he's okay with it, I have the conversation with you.
Doug, are you okay with it?
No.
All right, there's your answer.
No, you got to play by the rules of everyone else. No one else. I could go away for 3 weeks and pretend it's a work job. It's not the way it works.
Stop it, Doug.
This is New York. There's 4,000 designers in the city.
Doug. Why don't you go back to having no personality?
Why don't you go find a job? Because I swear to God, I'm going to have a very tough conversation with Howard that's going to affect your job. You can't do this.
Oh, shut up.
You play by the rules. You're not like immune to the rules, and you're putting yourself in a different category. It's Ralph's world, Ralph's world, Ralph's rules.
Yeah, well, okay. Well,
you'll be talking to HR, and I'm going to talk to Howard.
All right, go talk to HR. Who's that?
Yeah, you would.
Who's that?
You'd never had a job, you wouldn't know.
You need HS?
It's like, Ralph, I mean, I'm totally fair, and I would love to do whatever you.
Where's your baby nurse? Your wife can't take care of the kid herself?
Ralph, if you make one fucking comment about my kid, I swear I'll strangle your fucking neck, dude.
Now we're talking.
Oh, now he's hitting. Whoa!
Hey,
what
easy,
happened
easy.
there?
Doug's all riled up.
Doug just threw. We got some good Howard TV tonight.
Wow! That was a reaction.
Is Doug gone?
Yeah,
Yes.
Doug just threw his headphones.
I've
He
never
hit
seen
the
Doug that mad.
microphone and threw his headphones.
He's gonna beat your ass.
What did I say? I have to remember that. That really hit him. What did I say? The baby.
You were somewhere the baby. Well, he was touchy about it.
The baby nurse upset him?
Yep.
Wow.
Howard.
You ever tried taking care of kids?
Howard's instincts to have this conversation on the air. We're right on the money. I have to say.
You might have to go to California, Ralph.
But again, Artie, you're talking about a real project where Ralph is just trying to get a project going.
I know. Hey, Fred, what just happened there? With Doug, he lost it.
He lost it.
That's about the angriest I've ever seen. Doug's a pretty even-keeled guy.
I think he reacted to something other than Ralph.
I think there's something else going on, and Ralph probably made a very big
I don't know,
faux pas.
Ralph.
But
Did he
that's
have
Ralph
some
being
kind
Ralph.
of?
Do you think I hit an exposed nerve?
I disagree with Howard. I think you reacted to Ralph.
No, I can tell that there's something going on between Doug and Ralph that I'm unaware of. But while you were talking to Ralph, Doug kept talking to my intercom just about how little Ralph seems to do. So I could tell that there's tension.
There's
somewhere.
friction.
Friction.
Really? I'm not aware of that.
Can I just say something, Ralph?
I wasn't aware we had friction or tension.
Well, I just think that there's a general belief that you get paid a lot. And this isn't me talking, Ralph. This is how I perceive it.
I don't get paid enough.
That you get paid a lot to do very little.
Right.
Well, that's not fair.
It's not a matter of time. It's a job that you do. Like Howard's always said. I mean, it's like I could spend 60 hours, but I don't need to. I can do what I need to do in 5.
Can I just say one thing to Ralph?
Then why does he need 3 weeks to go to California?
Because out in California, you can't do everything.
Wait, he just contradicted himself. Ralph, you say you can do your job in 5 minutes, so then why do you need 3 weeks?
Well, that's a California.
Something's not making sense. Something's not adding up
here. In New York, I could do it in 5 minutes. In California, I need 3 weeks.
Oh, it's a learning curve, I suppose.
See, Ralph's argument is Howard's being a pain because he knows that technically I could do my job from California for 3 weeks.
I'm not arguing, Artie. I'm asking him how he feels about it, and like I said, clearly he doesn't feel good about it. So it's something I won't do now.
Right. Well, there you go. See, that's biting the bullet and doing what you got to do in life. All right. So fine. So there you go.
Or if it becomes important enough to me, I'll do what you said.
Well, here's the deal.
I need a chunk of time off, and if I have a job, then fine. If I don't, I don't.
Right. You're right. Now that's unfortunately how life is. Yeah. You got to.
No. I'm fine with that. I just wanted to get his honest feelings on it, and
I think you got it.
And now I do.
I think you somehow got Doug's honest feelings.
I think you're able.
More than
I think you better find a job in Iceland.
I think you have 10 weeks off a year.
Doug's reaction is completely unwarranted because he's upset with me for not coming to him. And meanwhile, Howard is really my boss. And so I have to sort of clear it with him.
Yeah,
first.
no, you didn't do anything inappropriate.
No.
You were coming to me to find out if you could do that, and then you would have gone to Doug.
The next step would be to have a conversation with Doug and say, yeah, Howard said this is okay. This is what I want to do.
Yeah, I don't think you
okay
were.
with it?
I don't think you were out of line.
You know, Doug thinks I'm disrespecting him, and I'm not. I was going to have this conversation with him. I just sort of talked to you about it Thursday. I figured, we'd talk about it again, and if you were okay with it, then I would, make travel arrangements and that kind of thing. So I didn't.
But this is where you create morale problems, and you probably don't even realize you're doing it.
Why? How?
Because you get special treatment. And anybody else back there can't come in and say, I'm taking 3 weeks.
Yeah, but everybody else has a different sort of job. I work from my house.
No, you have the same job, Ralph.
No, I don't, Fred. I'm not there at a specific time.
But you have a requirement to be, in the vicinity. But I mean, just because, have different hours.
I need you here to argue with Doug.
That's a big part.
Thank you.
He says he can do that from California.
Is Doug okay? I'm worried about him.
No, you're not.
You better be worried about yourself, dude.
Doug's wielding his power.
That's not helping, Ralph.
Wow, this laughing. Oh, my.
If you hear a knock at the door, Ralph, don't answer it.
Oh, my God.
Doug lost it.
Proud of.
He did.
They said he almost attacked Isaac. Isaac was waiting with a camera. He was really angry.
But Doug assigned Isaac to that.
Doug getting some Howard TV medicine?
Yeah. The fun that we've all enjoyed.
All right, thank you, Ralph.
Thank you.
Ralphie Cakes.
The truth of the matter is, Ralph has plenty of time to go to California. He just doesn't want to pick his ass up and go.
No, he wants to go now.
I even have another solution to that.
Well, that's clear when you read between the lines.
He could designate someone to do the duties that, if it's a matter of picking out wardrobes, he could show somebody how to do it and have them do it, or take a leave of absence.
He could go to L.A. for 4 or 5 days and return.
What I would say to him, as
or
a
go
friend,
for 2 weeks.
if he was going to tell me he was going to present this to you, I'd say, look, Howard as an employer then is going to go, wow, I guess it's really not that important to have a Ralph in my life in some way, because he can do it from the other side of the country, and maybe I can get it for less money. It's a business,
And he truly said, I want to go and hang out. There is no job, Artie.
Right.
He wants to go and hang out and see if something happens while he's hanging out.
Yeah. See, Robin is sort of between the lines a little better there, I guess. I don't know.
Nothing to see between. He's telling you he's going to hang out.
Well, he is the last thing he's making it sound like there's some big business thing.
When is Doug Exploding going to be on Howard TV?
Hopefully tonight.
All right.
So Ralph called in today to say that he's got a big dilemma in life, that, he's not getting enough out of life, and there's more opportunities on the West Coast, and he wants to take 3 or 4 weeks off to go out to the West Coast to sort of make things happen. And, I sort of don't get it, because, if he doesn't have this job, then he doesn't get those opportunities, and he's got to make a decision. But it was just weird to me how I think he handled it wrong, because he started off by making it sound like it would be really good for Howard if Ralph could shop on the West Coast. And it just, he didn't make himself clear to Howard, or Howard didn't understand it correctly.
So what do you think? Do you think Ralph will be able to take this trip?
I don't know. We all have to. I'd like to take a trip. I'd like to take a trip for a month. And, listen, if I go out to the West Coast, I might be able to, produce some shows. So I was hoping Howard would give me a month off to do that.
So, obviously, there was something going on today. The whole thing with Ralph. I was really bummed out at the business side of this, because I do feel, before I even say anything, I'm not going to sugarcoat this. I like Ralph personally. I have problems working with Ralph and his work ethic, because Howard TV, we have a real small staff, and I see how hard everyone freaking works. It's like the average staff member works about 10 to 12 hours a day. And when Ralph calls up, and I have a room full of 12 employees from Howard TV, and they're listening to this, it's really bad for morale. It's really bad to set that precedent that he's an employee just like all of us who could do whatever the hell he wants. And it's just not fair. It doesn't work that way. That's not the way businesses run. I'm the easiest going guy, but Ralph seems to just know how to pull the trigger and say everything that gets me crazy. I just know how hard everyone works. So for him to say, I'm going to go to LA for 3 weeks and just sort of hint that he's just going to hang out, he's going to work a little bit, it's just really bad when there's all the other employees saying, well, why could he do that and I can't? So that's where that got me a little bit boiled. And the other comment, the other thing that made me snap and lose my mind is obviously very touchy and something going on. You don't mention someone's kids and, whatever. That will remain private. It will remain off the air forever. And that's it. I'm not going to comment on it. So he hit a nerve, you could say.
Do you think he'll be able to take the trip? I mean, what do you think is going to happen?
I will be extremely fair with Ralph, as I always am. Isaac, behind the camera, am I fair? Am I very fair? Am I totally open and cool with almost everything anyone wants to do?
You're a good boss. You're fair. You look at things from every angle.
If you asked me for 3 weeks, what do you think the answer would be?
I think you would go about it logically.
Right. So if Ralph could justify 3 weeks away that's fine. But he has a certain amount of vacation a year. He could use vacation time, but there's no way he can really justify a 3-day vacation. It just doesn't make any sense. There's no way. No matter what he tells me or does or says, there's just no way. And there's no way I don't know if he thinks we're paying for it out of our budget. I don't know if he's staying at his chateau of San Simon, but it's just not in my budget to send someone away.
Shut up.
Ralphie Cakes, you are a lazy homo, Ralphie Cakes. It's like you work in slow-mo, you're a bum. No job gets done while people go and earn their paycheck. You're at home just watching Star Trek. Ralphie Cakes, you've got disgusting berries all over your face. You'd rather catch than pitch, that's why you're Howard's bitch. And your name is Ralphie Cakes.
Let's go.
Bobo, you're on there. I'm sorry, it's Bobo. I know some people don't like Bobo. Hey, Bobo.
I was reading David Hinckley's column.
Yes.
Just who's responsible for putting together in
How's
the
audio, guys?
industry, right?
Whoever you know, Jay?
Being rated top talk show host. I mean,
well, read the article. It's an article. It's not based on ratings. It's Talkers Magazine. You know, Talkers Magazine used to put out a list every year of who the most influential radio guys
Right.
are.
That's the only time they get any kind of publicity at all.
And when I was on terrestrial radio, I was always like the most influential guy in radio. And they make up the list. They don't base it on anything.
No, it's an editorial group, and they sit around and they name names.
And when I went to satellite radio, suddenly I was no longer the most influential guy. In fact, they hated me because Talkers Magazine is paid for by the terrestrial radio industry. Right. So they're not allowed to really acknowledge me that much. But if Rush Limbaugh wants to say he's the most, what is it?
Influential
radio guy, let him say it. If he really thinks that. He's not.
He's not.
I told you. To be the most influential, you've got to be a morning man. That's number one. If you're on any time of day other than mornings in terrestrial radio, you're nothing. You're a speck of dust. I used to laugh at that. Yeah, morning radio is the most competitive. Is where the radio stations make their money.
I mean,
I am the most successful radio personality
absolutely
of all time. Now, I don't say that to brag. I'm embarrassed to say it if I'm the best there is.
It's fact.
But it's the fact. And why is it the fact? Because I was on, and when I say I mean we, Robin.
Okay.
Okay, I mean I. I was on 6 to 10 in the morning in various radio markets. I believe at our height we were on in 67 markets in the morning.
And you had a 9 share at times,
excuse me, Bobo. Yes, that is correct.
Okay.
We were number one in the majority of these markets. When I say majority, I mean almost every one. I mean, you could probably pick out 2 or 3 we were in number one. But Philadelphia, LA, all the big markets. The number one morning show. Billions of dollars were generated.
Yeah,
I left on my own terms. I wasn't fired.
Good for you, Howie.
I could have stayed there forever. And then I moved over to satellite with an audience that turned this company into the number one satellite company, forcing a merger. Then to boot, anyone who ever followed me in that time slot on all of my stations failed miserably. Not failed miserably.
Right.
We shall never see the likes of me again.
I'm
so wonderful.
Shit.
That's the truth. Rush Limbaugh is the most influential. No, he's not.
You ain't no
he's
Joe Rogan.
I used to say, put Rush Limbaugh on in the morning.
You ain't no Joe Rogan.
Come on, let's go. He wouldn't do it.
Howard, you know what they say? Dynamis is number 33. They go.
Dynamis?
Dynamis?
Dynamis is what?
Number 33. And
Every market they put him on and he fails. He's never been successful in New York. He's moderately successful. I don't even know how he did that. And the only time his ratings went up was after I left. Because some people were forced to listen to him. He's like a cancer.
I mean, to put Geraldo Rivera 75 is crazy. He's much better than I.
I didn't even know Geraldo Rivera was on the radio.
Yeah.
I don't know that he has any influence, Geraldo Rivera. But look, in terms of
they're
radio.
trying to put together a magazine article.
But in terms of radio, it is hands down proven fact. You know, Talkers Magazine I wouldn't pay any attention to because as David Hinckley, I don't know if he pointed out in the article. I didn't get to read the article entirely. But he should point out that it's bought and paid for by the radio industry, the terrestrial radio industry. You know, they used to make me feel really good when I was on terrestrial radio. The second I left, they were, Howard's irrelevant. People would like to think I'm irrelevant. They like to write, Howard became irrelevant. Irrelevant? I base relevance on, A, what you're paid and what you command in terms of an audience. If Rush Limbaugh came over to satellite radio tomorrow, he wouldn't bring 1,000 subscribers with him. He wouldn't bring 1,000. This is why I'm valuable to this company. There's nobody else who could do what I did. There's no question who the most influential person is in radio. It's me, and then there's no one else.
That's right.
No one. And you could hear guys fighting this all day. Oh, Howard. It's the truth. And they're all jealous of me, and they hate me. They hate me for it. I've never seen so much jealousy as I've seen in the radio industry. People cannot stand my success. They hate it. And you know what? They don't like that I brag about it and that I'm arrogant. You know, I shouldn't say I'm the most successful. Why not? Why shouldn't I say it?
Oh, you should let them? They're never going to say it.
Let me see one other radio performer come over to this company and I'm sitting here waiting for somebody to bring some audience to this fucking business. My stock would go up. Who knows? Maybe you're going to have to pay my bonus one day. I'm not giving that up. But here's the thing. It would only be good if we could find some radio. What radio performer can we go out? Believe me, I've had this discussion with Mel and with other people when Mel and I used to talk. We'd say, who is it? Satellite has money. What personality can we bring tomorrow to this company that can do what I did? We want that again. We'll pay him a king's ransom. Is that what it's called, the king's ransom?
Yes.
Okay, thank you. Who is it, Robin? Name them.
I can't.
Right. We tried it with Riley Martin. I mean, seriously, who can bring an audience with them?
Nobody.
And the answer is nobody. So you want to talk about who the most influential person is in radio? There's me, and then there's no one. The whole list should be this: Howard Stern. And after that, no one. Because not one of them brings an audience with them.
When you watch radio, you had 18 million, right? Plus, and then over here you have 20 million. They never thought that was possible.
All right, Bobo, I got to go. I love you.
I love you too, man.
All right, man. Thank you.
Thanks.
That's Bobo. Bobo, what is Bobo's last name?
I don't know.
Why?
Why?
He's Bobo.
I was just going to say, that's Bobo. Bobo the Clown? I mean, what is it?
Bobo the Clown.
What is your last name? Or you don't give it?
I give it Bowie.
Bowie?
Bobo Bowie? Bobo Bowie? Is it really Bowie?
Yeah, I'm on Facebook, man. Look me up.
Bobo Bowie?
Yeah.
You're a liar.
No, I put Bobo in there because they called me Bobo all my life.
Bobo Bowie.
Yeah, Bobo Bowie. You know.
Is it Bobo Bowie?
Bowie is absolutely his last name. What his first name is, I don't know.
Oh, my God. He's Bobo Bowie?
Yes.
How do we not know that?
I don't know.
Baba Bowie. Baba Bowie.
Baba Bowie. Baba Bowie.
There really is a Baba
Did you
Bowie.
freak out when Baba Bowie became Gary's name?
Baba Bowie.
No. Why would Bobo Bowie?
I would have been calling saying, no, that's my name.
Wow. All right, that's Bobo Bowie.
Oh my.
Bobo Bowie.
All right, Bobo, thank you.
All right, thanks, man.
Bobo Bowie.
That's amazing.
Look at this note. He sometimes goes by Bobo Stardust.
What?
What is that about? What do you mean? He has made up names? Oh, it's a joke? How is that a joke? I don't get it. Like David Bowie is
Yeah, like Ziggy Stardust. That's what we were going for. Sorry.
Who wrote that? Because they're fired. Who wrote?
Steve Brandano did.
Steve,
Was that a joke?
Steve, who lets you near a computer to write me a note?
I'm on the computer all day.
Gary, is there any fucking buddy watching what's going on? That guy's an intern. His name is Bobo Stardust. Steve, when did you become a comedy writer? What's the matter with you? Steve Brandano wrote Bobo Stardust. I thought I was like, I guess Bobo has a bunch
Bobo has a bunch of names.
Yeah.
I don't want to keep talking.
When is that intern show on? That's when you'll talk. Bobo Bowie. Wow. Steve, when is your show? Let's give a. Oh, there he is. Steve, when is the intern show?
The intern show is Thursday night.
Yeah, that's when you can say Bobo Stardust. Thursday night, we'll say that. Okay.
Okay.
All right. How are you? You look good.
I'm good.
I like that
Thank
beard.
you.
Makes you look more grown up.
I try.
Looks like he's 15.
You know that I'm on that computer, like.
I didn't know that.
Yeah.
I'm gonna have you taken off. Don't worry.
Okay.
No one's gonna stress you out. Tune in Thursday for Steve's final intern show. I like Steve. I do. He looks like he lost weight. I wish I could lose weight. I want to lose.
He's thin.
He is thin. And that beard looks nice on him. I bet you he's getting laid, that little prick.
Doesn't I think he broke up with his girlfriend.
Are you getting laid, Steve?
He was dating a really cute girl.
No, yeah, he's actually looking handsome to me. What did you get on the ugly meter?
I didn't do it.
Why? You look like you could actually score some points. He actually looks good. Look at him, Robin.
I've always thought he was good looking.
Would you go out with him?
Why would he need the ugly meter?
No, I wonder. I bet he scored. I bet he scored well.
But he doesn't need verification. Just like Will wasn't lining up, people made him take
which is
it.
weird. Why
You used to be gross. Now you look kind of like handsome. or
I'm
something.
trying.
Yeah.
So
Hey, you look good with that beard. I'm thinking of maybe doing that.
sometimes wear a tie.
How do you trim that thing? What do you use?
I got a razor that I go over it
Oh,
with.
yeah?
With
Doesn't that hurt?
the adjustments. You know
Oh,
what exactly.
oh yeah.
Yeah. So I do that.
Howard, I think the reason Steve looks thinner is he stopped drinking completely.
Wow.
Oh, really?
I was never heavy.
No, well, I didn't think you were heavy either, but
Yeah, I brought her to the Christmas party.
Who?
Katie.
Oh, Katie.
Yeah.
Katie Smiles. The one
Ronnie
the one-
calls her that. I never called her that, but yeah.
That's the one. That's the girl Ronnie creeped out.
Yeah.
Smile.
Exactly.
Hey, Smiles. It's me, Ronnie.
Dimples.
Hey. Ronnie had nicknames for some of the interns. I put a stop to that. Katie must have been appreciative that I stopped that.
Yes.
You know, I heard Ronnie was picking out some of the girls and giving them special
Giving
names,
them nicknames.
pet names.
Yeah, but now he really doesn't talk to the interns, which
Ah.
hurts as the host of the intern show.
No,
because
that's
there's less
good.
to talk about.
No, it helps Howard
Gotcha.
do his business. Yeah. Wow. You stopped drinking, huh?
Yeah.
Why?
Because my doctors have been telling me with diabetes for a while that I shouldn't be doing it, and I was always like, "Fuck off," you know.
Right.
Thank you, Fred. And
What a rebel! You told your doctor to fuck off. when he
Well,
told
I
you-
didn't say fuck off. You know, I just
hey,
didn't
man,
listen to them.
fuck you. Like, well, dude, I'm just trying to help you.
I just didn't listen to them.
Fuck off, doctor.
You're a cocksucker.
But
I heard Richard Crisio started crying when you told him you weren't going to drink.
yeah, Richard was very upset. I don't.
No.
That's shameful.
Diabetes is a bitch. You can't even drink.
Yeah, but for Richard
well,
to
you
start
kind of
crying,
can, but you kind of can. It's just not good for you. It's,
Right.
You know.
This guy's good looking.
But I'm
Come on,
turning
get out of here.
30 soon.
Yeah.
So
you were going out with Katie Smiles, huh?
I was going out with Katie.
And what have you broke up with her?
We broke up.
Yeah.
But
Look at you little stud. And now
guess.
you getting anybody now?
Nope.
Wow.
This was the end of January. I guess we broke up.
Look at this fucking guy.
So single for a little bit. But we're going to the sci-fi upfronts tonight.
Who is? You and Katie?
No.
Oh.
Jason and I think Ralph is going.
Right.
But it's all like sales
Sci-fi
girls.
upfront.
It's all sales girls that are there. So
they're hot.
Hopefully, yeah,
Sales girls are hot.
yeah.
What are the Oh, you mean the station?
Yeah,
the
Sci-Fi
channel.
You mean Sci-Fi
Exactly.
Channel?
Okay.
Yeah. Beth went to the upfronts last night for HGTV. That's where her TV show is going to air, and it's. I said HGTV has upfronts.
Oh, yeah, I didn't even know they got that deep into the channels for upfronts.
Well, they all want to act like they're real networks.
I see.
So they're doing what the real networks do.
Ah.
You know what I mean? I work for NBC. You know, we're a real network.
Right. I thought it was only the real networks that did upfronts.
That's right, Robin. These other guys. Yeah, so Beth told me she went. She was all dialed up.
Uh-huh.
I didn't see her this morning. I saw her for 2 seconds. She said it was fine.
Yeah.
Yeah. Steve Brandano is going to be at the upfronts. Then you know it's a waste of time. Like, what are you doing?
That's
there?
who they're presenting to, Steve
Yeah.
Brandano.
Steve, did you get to see our new lineup of shows? Yes, I did. Are there any other sales girls here?
That is a giveaway.
And how are you going to meet sales girls? You're going to walk up to them and tell them you're the host of the intern show?
No, I rarely never ever mention that I host the intern
How do you
show.
meet? How do you meet?
I say
sales
I
girls?
write jokes to Howard.
Oh yeah, yeah. I guess you do.
So
yeah.
So I'll go with that. No.
Well, so how are you going to meet girls there? Like you just kind of hang out?
Well, they do. Yeah, they'll do like a presentation, but then it's just a party.
Right.
And so everybody's just.
Well, you walk up to a
around.
girl and go, "Hey, how you doing?"
I'm gonna have to. Yeah. So
I don't know why Ralph goes. I don't see him dating anyone ever. You know, Ralph just had his birthday this week. He's 46.
Wow.
Well, Ralph talks to the celebrities that are there.
Yeah, right.
I leave them alone and just go for the sales.
Excuse me, you know who I am? I'm Ralph.
Ralphie
I'm a celebrity
Cakes,
too.
bro.
Will you be on my show?
Yeah. Well,
He's casting Geek Time.
are you? You're part of Geek Time, right?
Yeah.
What do you do on there?
I run the board and play sounds like Fred during the show.
You think Ralph is difficult to work with?
At times, but for the most part, it's pretty cool. And
I've never seen a guy who turns off more people than Ralph.
He has
Yeah.
tough moments,
you,
but
Howard?
What is it with him?
You turn up.
I don't know. I get to do a lot of cool things with him too. So I can't come here and say bad things about him.
Everyone's afraid of Ralph. Ralph somehow has some cloud over
No,
there.
Ralph always has a vision. You know what I mean? And he wants it done a certain way, and it's
Ralph.
And if it's not his way, it's tough. You know, but
Can I tell you what I hear around here in the office?
What?
Like Ralph is like the king of that show, and it's his way or no way. And I know that there's
Ralph's
a
way
lot of
or the highway,
but
huh?
for some reason, Jason seems to have the ability to talk sense to him, and everyone in the office calls Jason the Ralph Whisperer.
He's the Ralph Handler.
The Ralph Whisperer.
Jason's got his own problems too with Ralph too. It's not all that easy.
What could be the problem? I mean,
No, it's more like you.
should I just get rid of the show? And
No,
end it?
you shouldn't get rid of the show. I love working on the show. I love working
If
with
he's
Ralph.
turning into a super douchebag,
He's not.
He can't be getting carried away with Geek Time. Can
I know
he?
there was one time that somebody great was coming and they could be interviewed, and Ralph thought they shouldn't have the interview if he wasn't there. Or something.
We interviewed James Cameron without him.
Yes,
that was a
yes.
while ago.
And you got that fit, huh?
He was upset that he couldn't be a part of it.
Yeah.
But no, it's a good show. We get along.
I hear them fighting a lot over guests in terms of that. You know, the guys will make an argument that there's a guest that's good for the show, but Ralph goes, "Well, I don't watch that show, so I don't care about that."
Perfect example is Game of Thrones.
Right.
Game of Thrones is the geekiest show on TV.
Right,
The
it's a
three
hit.
of us, John, Jason, myself, love it. Ralph can't get into it, so we don't talk about it.
Oh my God! No, who is he? Hitler? I mean, did you have to reject some Game of Thrones guests?
No, we just know if a Game of Thrones guest comes up, we would have them on John Hines' TV show and talk to them on that.
Right.
It's usually how things work out, even out. You know.
How did Ralph get himself into a position of power? Who let that happen?
Tim, yeah.
Wow.
Well, because I think back in the day, we all pitched a similar show to Geek Time. It wasn't until Ralph got involved that we actually got a Geek Time
I
show.
see.
So therefore,
it's Ralph's show.
People come and whisper stuff in my ear all the time. So, Steve, were you at Comic-Con last year?
Yes.
Was there an incident where Ralph didn't get his coffee fast enough and he threw his headphones?
I don't know anything. I'm not saying that. Like, I don't know anything about that.
On the show, Ralph couldn't get coffee.
He threw a tantrum.
Somebody just came and put I have no idea.
He was feeling the stress of Geek Time.
Comic-Con was stressful last year, though. There's a lot to be done.
There's a great documentary on Comic-Con.
Where's my coffee?
Playing right now.
Morgan Spurlock's.
Yeah,
he was a Geek Time guest.
Yeah, I have that.
Is that right?
It was good.
I haven't watched it yet. I have to watch.
Oh, you got to watch it.
You'll like it a lot.
Wow. Ralph couldn't get his coffee, so who did he yell at for that?
Would anybody come in to say that this story didn't happen?
Did you see it, Steve?
No, I'm not saying it didn't happen. I'm saying it was very hectic. I don't know.
Wasn't Ralph a parking lot attendant before he met me?
That was one of the jobs.
Yeah, right. I mean, nothing disparaging about that work. It's honest work, but it'd be such a.
Oh, he wasn't throwing coffee then.
I'll take the hit as the producer of the show.
Oh, yeah?
Yeah, Ralph did do that.
He did?
Yeah.
So did he
Well,
yell at
who
you?
was supposed to get the coffee?
Yeah, who's in charge of coffee?
It was so not this kid's fault. It was Ben Bardo, works in your tapes team downstairs. He's a great kid.
Why is Ben doing that?
Ralph was under a lot of pressure
For what, though? What
he
pressure
puts himself under pressure. He does. He
Yes,
puts himself
it's
under pressure. It's
self-imposed
self-imposed.
pressure.
Yes.
Wow.
And he sent the kid Ben to go get Starbucks. All the Starbucks were closed because it was so early.
Right.
So he waited on the one coffee place that was open that had a huge long line.
Right.
And by the time he got to Ralph, I don't know if Ralph was angry or it came. I don't know if the coffee was wrong or not what he ordered, but he goes, "You can't get me a fucking cup of coffee." And you're like,
wow. Better he stay home. He can't get me.
I ordered a
Ralphie Cakes.
Oh, I wish I'd seen that.
No one is scared of Ralph. The whole thing is that Steve and I, we love doing Geek Time, and after mornings like
Ralph,
this,
call
it
in,
becomes
homie.
very, very hard
Call
to
in
keep
and
doing
set
Geek
the-
Time.
They're more afraid of losing the show. They're not doing the show. But I mean, I think they figured it out a little
Did
bit
anyone
better.
tape Ralph having his tantrum? Like when he
No,
threw
we
the
weren't
coffee?
videotaping anything. We were setting up a radio show.
No,
No
how
TV. I don't think so. You know what? I'll go back and check. But it was we were literally setting up the radio show when this happened. Like we're putting the mics up.
How did it take a year for me to? It usually trickles to me in about a day or two.
Yeah, just got it.
That's a great story.
Yeah, there's a lot of those.
Wow. Is
Ralph's
it true,
not
Ralph?
calling in now.
Ralph won't go to Comic-Con if he has to share a room with one of the other guys. Is that true?
Yeah, that's true. I'll say that one's true. Yeah.
I'm not sleeping in another person.
Ralph has clearly never worked in radio or any place else.
No,
ever.
He's under the auspices of me.
He is not demanding. He is stating that he needs his own car to the airport. He needs his own plane ticket. He needs his own hotel room. The hotel
Well,
needs
I
to
can
be.
understand his own plane ticket.
Well, no, I mean, like he didn't. Like last year was a big deal because Steve, Ralph, and I all live within a town of each other.
Right.
So they picked up, and we all had the same flight out there.
Right.
So they had a car pick up Steve, then pick up me, then pick up Ralph.
Right.
That was a major issue
Wow.
to Ralph. Ralph wanted his own car.
Oh my God, man!
What have you spawned, Howard?
I don't know. Cancel that show. Honestly, really.
I like the show.
Well, my work just got a lot lighter after today. I'm not on your computer. I'm not doing Geek Time.
You seem to be the problem.
It's all good.
Wow, Ralph wants his own car.
Ralph wants his own everything.
Wow.
Yes. He's
Awesome.
you. He's you. On Geek Time, he is you.
Wow.
That is how he has set everything up.
Wow.
He's become me.
The show is definitely. It's Geek Time, but it's not all things geek. It's what Ralph likes, and I get that. Like
it's Ralph time.
In a way, it is
really Ralph time.
But it's what Ralph wants.
And this is where all of our issues come from, because I see it as Geek Time. We're a show bringing geek information to a geek crowd.
It's like on the Today Show, Matt Lauer can't just do the interviews he wants to do. He's got to fit in with what's happening in the news.
And while Ralph has gotten better with it over the years, in the beginning it was no, this is Ralph's Geek Time. Like he really wanted to call it Ralph's Geek Time, and just have it things that Ralph's interested in.
Like it's funny. Like Jason will come to me and I'll say it gets weird, but I'll say like, listen, you have to say to Ralph. Like I'll talk to Howard, and Howard's not a huge sports guy.
Right.
And Howard will go, and you'll say, I'm not a huge sports guy, but I recognize that our audience likes sports people. So yes, if you tell me that this is,
you got to expand your horizon.
You can't have that conversation.
He's gotten better. You couldn't have that conversation the first couple of years. He's gotten better. Like we added a video game segment. He was never in the video games.
I didn't realize he was running such a tight ship over there.
It's so weird because it's not a tight ship. It's just don't piss off Ralph ship.
Wow.
Wow.
I like that he threw coffee. And
threw something.
Yeah.
He has
was
gotten
fun.
a
Ben
lot
Bardo
better.
works his ass off.
Ben Bardo, first of all, I think flew himself out there. Like we didn't even fly. He wanted to be out in Comic-Con just to help us
Well,
out.
let me ask you this, guys.
Yeah.
And beyond, do you need Ralph for this show? Maybe he's the problem.
We did a show last week without Ralph, and
How'd
it
it
seemed to
go?
go great.
Yeah.
I love Ralph. I don't want to say. Listen, it's not the
So let's
Howard
give it
Stern
to
show.
Ralph.
We couldn't do the Howard Stern show without Howard.
No, Ralph calling
I
in
mean, I don't
great.
care if
The
Ralph's
woman,
on there.
the
Steve
figure
just
on it,
stepped
Ralph.
away from the mic. He doesn't want to be part of
phone,
this
homie.
at all.
You guys have talked about doing the show
On
without
the
Ralph,
telephone.
right?
We did the show without Ralph
Right,
last
but you've
week.
talked about an overthrow, right?
No, never.
Come on.
Maybe in our
A
dreams.
coup.
We don't need that fucker.
All right, boys, enough Ralph.
Thank you.
All right, keep me posted. You know, I like to hear all this. I like to be aware of all the shenanigans. Ralph, I just spoke about Geek
There he
Time for a
is.
half hour. That was the time to call in.
Homie's called in.
You know what it is? I got to meet with you later today, and I've got to get the show done. So if I start,
Unfortunately, your Sirius app has a huge delay on it.
well, I don't manufacture the Sirius app.
Yeah, but anyway,
How could there be a huge delay?
there is. I don't know. I was just getting.
You're the only one on a delay.
It's a big delay.
Oh, it is?
Yeah, 7 minutes.
Why?
Wow.
We don't know. It's just the way the app's set up.
Oh, I see.
It wasn't always like that, though.
I don't know anything about it, honestly.
I'll investigate it.
You know what? I can't do everything at the company. Some things are out of my control.
All right. Well, I will just quickly correct some things that were being said. Absolutely have things on the show that I'm not into. Game of Thrones, I've even talked about it, saying we should have somebody on. Just because I'm not into it doesn't mean I don't recognize.
All right, okay, go ahead. And what about you throwing a cup of coffee?
I didn't have a tantrum. I think some things were just messed up there that morning. It was really crazy that morning. We were setting up for the show, and a lot of things weren't going right. And Ben
That's
was
funny. You throwing a tantrum.
But I didn't throw a
No one can
tantrum.
get me coffee around here.
It's really not true.
What is it, Jason? Is Ralph making too little of it?
Ralph, I mean, he kind of just said he had a tantrum,
Yeah.
even though he's saying he didn't have a
I
tantrum.
Did he throw the
have a
coffee?
tantrum.
He threw the. I think what. And listen, he was
If
dropping.
there's no coffee, what coffee was I throwing?
You got mad when the coffee was brought to you. You were dropping. He woke up in the morning. He was dropping Red Bulls into his coffee. So I think he was over.
Yeah, and I
as
didn't
he was.
insist. I didn't insist on separate cars and all this stuff. I think,
All right, now you're just making stuff up,
I'm
Ralph.
not sharing a room with Jason again. I had to share a room with Fat Jason, who was snoring and up all night. I'm not sharing a room with him.
You had to share a room with me because no one wanted to share a room with you. I got voted into your
I'm
room.
not sharing a room with Jason.
Oh,
That's
hey,
crazy.
I don't know. I mean, you know, Geek Time's a small
And I
show.
want the show a certain way. It is my show, and I want it a certain way. What's wrong with that?
Is Ralph calling
Is it
up
his
a phone?
show?
Yeah, I created it. And Steve's sitting there
Steve
going,
Brandano says he created
Big
it.
smile.
Ralph likes to call it his
Nobody
show.
was pitching a
Right.
similar show. I could show you. I went into Tim's office and pitched this
Ralph
entire
came in
show.
Right,
with a torn up Entertainment Weekly,
right.
threw it down on the chair, and said, "This is the show I want," and we helped create it with him. So we're all the creators of Geek Time.
I'm not saying nobody else helped put the show together, but Jason, come on, every segment.
Is Ralph the
everything on
leader?
everything.
Well, Ralph
on
is.
the
We need a
show,
leader.
Everything on the show I created. What did you create, Jason?
Everything on the show you created. So you created the opening montage.
Yeah, I said.
You put together the geeky naps at the end.
Exactly.
You created TV, talking about TV and movies. You
Yes.
created about talking about comic books. You
Yes.
created You created all of that.
Every segment. I put
Every
together on
segment.
the show.
Okay. Well, then
I'm not saying
you
didn't
don't
help
need me.
Oh,
I'm
fake
not saying
smile,
you didn't
You're
help me.
bowing out of the Geek Time, Jason?
I didn't realize I had such little influence on Geek Time. I didn't realize that Ralph created literally every single thing we hear on the air. This is new to me.
That montage came from me saying to Steve, "Hey, we should have a montage at the beginning of the show, like previously on. Don't rewrite history."
You know what, Ralph? Everything great on Geek Time came from you.
I'm not saying that.
You just did.
It's a group effort.
You just said everything came from you.
Do you know what a creator of something is? Doesn't mean you do everything yourself. You have help with it.
But you created everything.
Where did
You created the montage by saying, "I want a montage."
Exactly.
So no matter how good or bad the montage is, you created it.
Steve does it every week, and I say he does a great job doing it. But the idea for that came from me. No,
you created montage. I don't know, Ralph. We
This
all
is
worked
a
on the show
fucking
together.
idiot, bro.
You were not the first person who
It is
came up
not
with the idea of doing a geek
concept
show
of
on
being
series. I know
creative.
you like to say you are, but you aren't. I'm sorry.
Okay, well, I didn't see anybody else doing it.
I heard you're mad, Ralph, that John Hine does a show on the channels about television.
Annoying fake smile.
Well, it's kind of. I'm not mad. It's just. It's kind of very.
I
Similar.
am.
It's very similar to Geek Time. Jason and I are in full agreement with that. It's just, it's kind of like it's doing a segment of Geek
fake
Time,
smiling.
but you
John,
know.
John, if I could, Ralph, because we're on the same page on this one. John is a co-host of Geek Time, and one of his major contributions is talking about television.
So why did he have a spinoff of his own?
And then, like, for example, a couple weeks ago,
Right.
on Thursday afternoon, I hear John and Steve talking about the Walking Dead finale on What's Worth Watching for an hour, and then
Are
they
you
came on Geek
watering
Time
down
and talked
Geek
about the
Time?
same thing.
All right. Are you watering down Geek Time, John?
God, no. This is the stupidest argument I've been hearing from these guys.
And Tim.
No, not from Tim.
Tim said it to me.
Tim put the show on.
Jason, don't be an asshole.
I can't help it.
I know. When I came to the channels, I told Tim a long time ago I'd love to do a show about TV. And over the years, I've been working on it, and we came up with the concept, and we did it. But I don't think it takes anything away from Geek Time having me talk about TV the day before. Because we don't cover the same things.
I like that Geek Time and the TV show are fighting.
They do fight over guests. I
That's
know
true.
that there's a problem there.
It's a weird thing where I'm now fighting with the co-host of Geek Time over guests for Geek Time.
Wow.
It's very odd, and I don't like it.
JD evidently is upset about this.
Yeah, JD thinks Jason's ridiculous about this.
No.
Well, because JD's on your TV show.
He's your other co-host. Of course, he's on your side.
I'd just like to hear JD yelling about this. Sounds funny.
Oh, he got really upset at Jason. Really upset. It was, well, JD, you should come in and explain it, but it was over a couple of guests and just.
I like this all comes from Steve's bad joke.
Hey, JD, what's the story? You are upset with Jason?
I was upset with Geek Time thinking they're king shit around here with the guest situation. Because they get first call on guests, supposedly.
Why?
I try, that's what I assume, but I try and say it's because it's not really my fight.
Because we've been doing the show for 3 years or more, and we built up a relationship with Sirius. Where the guests come on Geek Time, and they're happy coming on Geek Time. And Spencer,
and we don't have guests that are happy on our show too. What, we treat our guests like shit?
What happened was when John first told me he was doing the show, I said one of the things I don't want to happen is that I'm trying
fighting over guests,
right? And then so. John, and to John's credit, he said, listen, you just let me know who you want for Geek Time first, and we'll go for everyone after that. And it's worked out for the most part. It's worked out fine.
I think JD articulated the point very well. So you're saying to Ralph, hey, Ralph, you're not the only one around here who needs guests, and why should you have first dibs? Big deal.
Yeah, I can't think of who it was specifically, but there was someone that is for TV, but for some reason Geek Time had to have him for whatever reason. I can't remember who it was.
Well, it's got to be weird because John is on both shows, and now he's fighting over guests with himself.
That's why. That's why I told John, just don't ask me about guests anymore because I'll get pissed if we can't.
I think John should pick one show, and then he could have whatever guest he wants.
Well, John, listen. Obviously, this is controversy. I like John's TV show. I like Geek Time. I like all these shows, but I like that also you're fighting it out. I like.
What's your favorite part of John's TV show?
Well, John's TV show when he talks about shows that have jumped the shark.
He doesn't do that.
He doesn't do that.
What's your favorite part about Jason's Fat Guy show?
John.
What's your favorite part of Geek Time? Same thing.
John, I like when you talk about geek shows. All right, boys. Everybody out of here now and let Robin do what's really
on
important.
Geek Time this week, Brian Koppelman and Brian Michael Bendis.
All right. I guess John Hine won't be having those on his show.
Jerry,
yes,
we did a show last week without Ralph.
Elaborate on that. This is sort of like a pent-up orgasm for some of the stuff.
Yeah, and when Ralph sees this, he's going to get all pissed off. He's got to understand it's not a fucking conspiracy against Ralph or any of that. We all have our shit to deal with, and so at the beginning, Ralph was tough to deal with, and the guys would get freaked out because they wanted to talk about stuff, and Ralph wasn't willing to have conversations. So, but everybody doesn't want to piss Ralph off, so no one's ever talked about it.
This fear of Ralph, is this because he's Howard's buddy?
No. Jason's right on the money. They like the show. They don't want to lose the show.
Well, why would they think that the show would be lost?
Well, because if you piss Ralph off, he'll just fire you.
He has that much power.
It's a show.
Fellas, this is like a pent-up, this is like blue balls being released right now.
I think it's more just old stories coming up. Neither Steve or I ran into the studio out of anger. It was more responding to notes that were being pulled up, which is fair game. Listen, people collect bits of info and trivia all year long, and
that's what his email said.
But these things have actually happened. It's not as if you're making them up or trying to stir the pot.
Correct.
These are This is factual information. The coffee throwing, the bitching over the car service. But at the end of the day, he holds the power ring, which creates a difficult situation for you guys who enjoy it.
Power ring is a weird term. There's two reasons that I don't like doing this shit on the air with Ralph. One is because he doesn't respond to it well, and then it's hard to work with him, especially that afternoon. But it could lead to literally months of phone calls and meetings and double phone calls, and it's a lot of agita that I would rather not deal with. And two, I really do enjoy doing Geek Time, and especially, if Ralph blows up and says, I'm not fucking working on this show anymore, I don't know how Tim will respond. I don't know if Tim will say, well, fuck it, Geek Time's over forever. And none of us want that. And none of us hate working with Ralph. This isn't about not like working with Ralph, but, things happen when you work with somebody, and it comes up on the Howard Stern show. What can you do?
And he's incapable of separating personal beefs with the overall goal.
Well, you'd have to ask Ralph that, but no, he's not. I know Ralph's, he's not here. We're here. We're up at 6 a.m. He wakes up whenever. So he feels like he's not always there to defend himself and give his side of the story. I understand his frustration. On the other hand, he's got to understand where we work. And it's we can't have one set of rules for him and another set of rules for everybody else. It came up in, as like Gary likes to say, an organic way today. And you play the cards you're dealt, buddy.
You had to speak the truth.
I can't lie. And I couldn't sit there and let that coffee story go on with no one. It happened. No, I didn't say it either. I saw it. I didn't tell Gary. I don't know if Ben called Gary and told him about it, but it was just sitting, but the truth isn't happening.
Right. If this happened with anyone else on the show, it would be front page material.
It wasn't a lie, like Ronnie 0.0 was all made up. It's this really happened.
Steve,
yeah,
that was one of the most unbelievable.
You really do. I'm not scared of Ralph. I'm talking more about way more than what I've done for 2 years here. Like, every fucking day, Howard is like, what? This one fucking joke that he didn't get.
So you're still
how many? Yeah, that is way. I don't give a fuck about the Ralph thing. The Ralph thing, Jason will take the hit on it. Jason will deal with all the shit that has to come with that. It's way more of the shit that I've been doing and talking about doing and enjoyed doing for the show for the at least about 2 years. I've been kind of doing on my own. Howard going, what? Who let that intern by there? That is what has me way more rattled than anything that involves Ralph.
Duly noted. Does today officially mark the end of your David Bowie references?
He's liked a lot of my other David Bowie jokes in the past.
Well, that's what I was going to get at. What's your percentage of success to failure?
I don't just throw up jokes.
Right.
So I have a pretty good percentage. Just today, I have probably a 5 out of 6.
I didn't think it was really that bad.
I know. I'll stand by. It wasn't bad. I don't think he understood what it was when it went up. And then he did, and he's decided that he's hated it. But that's the way it goes, I guess.
Well, you pulled off a hell of a 180 in there. I mean, you went from
being
highly criticized to he brought you right back in to say how much better you're looking. He gave a little personal update.
Yes, I guess.
All in all, things could have gone far, far worse.
Yeah, and I guess he'll forget that I'm the one on the computer and keep going. I always thought it was my spelling that would do me in, not the David Bowie joke. That's what surprises me. I always thought it would be my spelling. Like
I'll tell you that a spelling doesn't mean on the wrap-up show.
Yeah.
Jesus.
You're so lame. You said I was so lame.
You're an asshole, man.
Ralph, fuck you, man. Fuck you, man. The fuck? Come on, you fucking I'll fuck you up, man.
Fucking
you,
fucking John's a retard.
Fucking asshole, man. Fucking piece of shit. You're a piece of shit. What, you can't take a little fucking joke, Ralph?
He woke up a guy, he's attacking him the second later. What an idiot.
What have you got going on over there?
I got food. I got coffee cups. I got all kinds of crap. Please. All right, now you know.
I'm trying to listen to you in the middle of it. You start chewing, yum, 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 and then the paper's rattling.
I forgot we were on the air.
Thank you very much.
Coming up.
See how easy it is to concentrate when that's
What did you say,
going
Gary?
Coming up in 15 minutes on this show.
All right, coming up what?
Coming up in 15 minutes on this show is a great piece of audio tape, but an even better piece of video tape. Stuttering John and Ralph just had a fist fight.
Really?
Yeah, in your office.
Why?
Yeah, it was real good, and we got it all.
Fist fight?
We got it all on tape.
A real fist fight?
Well, they were like bitch slapping each other, but it was real anger all the way.
Why?
What is bitch slapping?
You know when you just like smack each other, like it wasn't.
Who won? I bet you. Let me take bets.
It was about even.
Oh, really?
They sort of walked away from each other, but John, a
They
foot
were
shorter,
really
didn't back
angry?
down. Oh yeah. John had to play one of his practical jokes. You know how he has to play practical jokes.
Yeah.
So Ralph, who I guess hasn't been feeling good, fell asleep on the couch in the back.
Right.
Shut the light. So John, of course, goes and gets the camera and said, "Let's just go boo."
Right.
So he goes in there and he goes boo. Ralph doesn't move, and then he says it again, boo. So Ralph sort of like just sort of like leans over, and now he's all pissed off. So he goes, "Man, I'm sick. Get the F out of here." John goes, "Oh, come on, F you." And I don't know. Ralph gets up and he gets John in the corner and he cocks back with his fist like he's going to punch him.
Yeah.
But then he doesn't. Then he goes back and he picks up one of his big size 11 sneakers and wails John in the head with it.
Wow.
So John picks it up back
Wails
and
him
throws
in
it
the head
back
with
at him,
it.
and then they get up and they're
Do
like,
it, bro.
like slapping each other.
Wow.
And then there's a lot of cursing, a lot of manly cursing, like "I'll F and kill you." No, I'll F and kill you. John's like, "Hey, I'm F and standing right here."
Wow.
F
Hey,
you.
hey, this is good.
Yeah,
hey, this
get
is good.
that right away.
Hey, where are the guys?
Ralph just woke up. Come on, John and Ralph, come in.
Come on in.
Scott, it's going to take 20 minutes because I'd say the F word is said 35, 40 times in 30 seconds.
Wow.
Because
Wow.
when you're a real man, you have to tell.
Yeah, when you're a man, you got to use the F word.
Yeah, this is what I'm going to do to you, you effing idiot.
Yeah. You can say that to Mancow. He'll put on a dress and Kotex and apologize to you.
Come on in, guys.
Mancow backs right down. Big pussy. Big wild man in
No,
Chicago.
not
Radio.
our boys. Nobody backs down here.
Hey, man.
How you doing, man?
What are you doing? Why are you waking the guy up? He's just trying to mellow out.
How many people do we tape when they're sleeping around here?
I don't know. How many? I've never done that.
Yeah, man, we had that guy Timmy snoring, and we woke him up on tape. I mean, I thought it was no big deal. He's sleeping. And first of all, no one tells me. He was fine yesterday. Suddenly he's sick.
You know what, John?
What's this, Ralph? What happened? Why would you wake the guy up? The guy's just trying to mellow out.
I just don't feel good today.
I don't know that. How do I know that?
Well, why do you have to be an asshole all the time?
Wait a second. Wait a second. Hey, watch the word, will you? Watch the words.
So I got to.
What do you say? Wait, Ralph, what happened? Come here. Ralph.
So I woke him up. That's all I did. I woke him up.
Ralph will stormed out.
And you must not be feeling well. He doesn't want air.
Howard, I want you to be honest. And seriously, just be honest for a second.
I would not have done
If
that.
Gary's sleeping,
Yeah.
you wouldn't want me to get in the camera and wake him up. Come on.
Gary works
this
here.
ain't no.
So does Ralph.
Yeah,
No
he worked for
bitch.
15 minutes. You can tell the guy usually isn't asleep in here. He's
But
probably
he's
doing
not
something.
that
Last
good of a
time he
liar.
slept in here, Gary was sleeping
Hold on,
during
let me
his
finish.
job.
But
He's
here's
not
my
that good
opinion
of
on
an
this.
actor.
I think it's funny, but I think John shouldn't be surprised that when you play a practical joke on something,
Okay.
they get angry.
All right. But let me just say one
Who
thing.
won the fight? Did you win or he did?
Well, it wasn't really a fight, but let
You
me.
guys were slapping each other.
I mean, anytime he wants to go at it, I'll kick his ass.
Oh.
It's easy as that. I'll beat that guy so badly he'll be bleeding
Really?
all over the place because he's an idiot, and I'll F him up bad.
Dislikes Ralph.
Yeah, because you know why? It
Stuttering
was so
John
just, I
thinks
mean,
he's like
anybody
a
else.
tough guy.
If I was sleeping,
Guy's
did it
never
to me,
even probably
hey,
taken a
good joke.
boxing class
I'm
in
not
his
gonna
life.
fucking wailing my sneaker at you. The guy wails a sneaker at me, which means that he
I
wants to
bet
fight.
you can't
want to
throw a
fight me?
punch to
I'll
save his
smack
life.
you around, Ralph, anytime you want. All right? I'll break your freaking nose.
You really think you could beat Ralph up?
Yes, I know I could beat Ralph up.
Wow.
And
I
it's just like
guarantee
you know,
John does
I
not know
get along with you. I
how
just
to
woke
throw
you
a
up.
punch.
That's all I did. I didn't, make fun of your mother. I didn't do
The
anything. Bad. I
mother.
woke you up. That's all I did. I didn't do
I
anything.
didn't make fun of
I
your
mean,
mother.
and then I get so angry over it. I mean, give me a break. God.
I've never seen Ralph so angry.
I know. I mean, he's not.
I don't even
cracking
know
a
what to say.
smile.
I don't feel good.
Yeah,
And
right.
Ralph, admit that
I'm just out of it. I probably overreact. I was just so pissed, man, because I got a second.
Dozed off.
Ralph looks like the Power Ranger here.
And Mr. Funny here.
Hey,
comes in,
Howard, the
and
last time he
I
slept.
probably wouldn't have cared if I
R.I.P.
just
Ralph
wasn't so.
Cakes.
The last time he slept was the day that he forgot your shorts, remember?
Right.
And it was a big thing that he was sleeping in the back.
Right.
So with
He's
that in mind, I
younger-
said, all right,
younger
well,
than
let's
me,
get him
and
sleeping
You
on
know what you
tape.
do to a guy sleeping? You put his hand in warm water so he pees up, pees on
Oh,
the
then
floor.
forget. Imagine if I would. If
That would have been all right.
Oh, yeah.
That would
I
have
don't
woken
know
him
how
up.
that works.
John, listen to me.
I don't want to fight. I'm not. You know. I'm not.
Fight him.
Are you backing down, Ralph?
No, I'm not back.
Ralph,
I don't feel
you
good.
never back down.
I don't feel
What's
good.
wrong?
Hey, if I felt better, you know
Could
what?
you kick his ass?
You know what? I stopped myself. You know what? When he woke me up and I jumped up, I could have kicked his ass because I don't care. You know, I just had that.
Ralph,
Happens
your
to
scarf.
the best of us, homie.
Okay, all right. I just want to make sure you
It
look all right.
happens to the best of us.
You have to see the tape, Howard. It was pretty physical. I
Yeah.
was surprised. I mean,
who was winning the fight in your
they
estimation?
were just sort of smacking each other. It wasn't really a win. You know, they weren't throwing punches.
Right.
But
because
it
he
sounds to me like
motioned
Ralph
to punch
doesn't
me.
want to fight anymore.
I get along with Ralph. I don't understand it.
Ralph looks like a frontier woman with his big babushka.
Ralph, I get along with you. I mean, I don't understand that. I don't know where
You
it comes
better
from.
now?
I want to fight John anyway. I was just so effing pissed, man, because I just zoned out
I
for
was
a
trying to
second.
sleep.
I woke him. Come on.
I was saying Ralph looks like
I'm not defending
Tommy
him.
the
I woke him
Green
up. We're
Power
not talking
Ranger.
about anything major here. God, the Jackie puppet gets on. Gary fires
Ralph's
me.
afraid he can.
Gary fires me, and I just wake him up, and everyone's saying it's okay for him to wail his freaking 11 shoe at my head. Listen, hey,
Well, why did you come back at him? You were the instigator. You knew you had
All right,
there's a chance you're going to piss somebody off when you do this stuff.
That's what made it
Why
funny.
don't you walk away?
Whoa, yeah.
Oh, that makes no sense.
Someone
I just can't
wails
believe
something at your head and you
I
walk
can't
away.
believe John is so confident that he could beat Ralph's ass.
He was not afraid at all. I mean, you'll hear on the tape like John's
John
walking
thinks
down.
he can beat everybody.
John goes, anytime, anywhere, Ralph. Anytime, anywhere.
Wow.
But why?
I think Ralph could beat your ass.
Of
Am I
course,
crazy?
Well, he's your buddy. I don't want to get into this. He's your buddy.
Well, not that he's my buddy. What are you talking? I'm friends with Jackie.
My bad, man. The mic was
I'm
unplugged.
friends with Ganji. I know you could beat him up.
Very physical.
Does it sound better now?
What?
I witnessed it.
Yeah.
I think John would have taken him.
Really?
John gets really.
John's a maniac.
It should sound better now.
You know what? You know what? It would have been a good fight because
I was
when
saying
get
that
really-
Ralph
the only
sound,
time- if
looks
you
like
said
Tommy
fight
the
John
Green
right now,
Power Ranger.
I probably, you know, I couldn't fight that good
Who are you,
because
Kato Kaelin?
I got to get.
Because you're gay.
Oh man.
Fucking you are.
Whoa. Easy with the F word. Easy
I
with the
think
F
you
word.
got him upset again. Now I can
Yeah.
fight John.
There you go. Go small, you homo.
Listen, Ralph, I woke you up. I didn't know it would get such a reaction.
Yeah,
I apologize
John.
if you. I swear to God, Howard, if you want, next time someone's sleeping, I won't do this.
I want to hear the tape.
I thought it'd be good for the show. I'm
Exactly,
sorry.
Exactly.
John,
But that's
funny, man. Hey, you're an idiot. I mean,
John,
give me a
that's
break.
the thing. You don't have to. Howard can take care of the show. You don't have to, run around and do the show.
Oh, this is Ralph telling him what to do.
Hey, listen, if Howard doesn't want me to do these things, I won't. I thought it would be good to get you sleeping on the camera. Howard, was that wrong?
I'm not complaining.
Oh,
You know what works around here,
The
John?
Green Ranger, homie.
yeah. Well,
Whatever you would
I
do.
let you be you.
you know,
I've never censored anybody.
Tom comes back to me and goes, John, you know that Ralph's sleeping back there. So I go, oh, give me the camera. I mean, it's just
Tom's
impulsive. It's impulsive, Ralph. As soon as I heard, I got
John, no, like I said, man, I don't
sounds
feel
like-
good. I'm not just.
But I didn't
tired,
know that you don't feel good. I hung out with you yesterday. You were fine. I don't know. I
Like
guess you might have
dragons,
like that one day
yo.
disease.
Hey,
Ralph is
disease.
apologizing, I think.
Ralph's apologizing. I don't know
so
why.
Yeah.
I'm not apologizing. I mean, I'm just saying I wouldn't have reacted.
Can you hear me better now?
Ralph, he
Is
said
the
he's going
audio
to kick
issue
your
fixed?
ass, and now you're apologizing.
No, I mean, like, I didn't know I would get that reaction.
Hey, it
Ralph.
worked.
I mean, we hang out, we goof around. You goof around just as much as I do, and I didn't think you would get
All
so
I'm
crazy.
saying, if I hadn't restrained myself, we would have had a good fight because John got pissed and I got pissed and
Has Ralph ever had a fight?
with girls. I've not got a few girls. with
Ralph
bars and
did
stuff.
slap a
That's
girl
what
in
I'm
the bar,
talking about, homie.
That's right.
and he took her out.
He did take that girl.
Yeah. What do you have? Your period?
Yeah, it kicked in, man.
It must be the
All right. Why don't you go lay down, John? Why don't you
I
go
think I'm-
outside
I think
and cool
I'm
down?
done laying
All right.
down.
Yeah. If you want to lay down, why don't you go home and lay down? Okay. Here's some faxes on the fight. Ralph would beat John in a fight because Ralph has retarded strength. This one says, Stuttering John, please kick that dickhead's ass. Knock those rotten teeth down his faggot throat.
Oh, my.
A lot of guys into this faggot thing. Howard, I smell another fight on the E! Show. Faggot against moron.
Oh.
Dominic Barber called and he said, the only way to scare Ralph when he's sleeping is to walk in with a priest uniform. Howard, a priest rapes Ralph and he sits back and takes it. John plays a joke on him and he starts slapping like a black woman. Like a black woman. Signed Governor Pataki.
Oh, stop
I can't believe
that.
he wrote that. That's awfully wild.
I doubt that that's really him.
Okay.
Somebody using his name.
Howard, Ralph against John is like Tony Curtis against Mike Tyson. John is Hispanic. Need I say more? Ralph is Italian. So he is slightly higher on the evolutionary scale. Whatever that means. A lot of racial stuff. And,
You know, but this is what happens when guys get physical.
Right. About an hour ago, Stuttering John and Ralph got into a fight, and Stuttering John woke up Ralph on a couch.
That's because you a
Ralph
dumb
threw a snake over
motherfucker,
John's
Sam
head, and then
Saki.
John started fighting with him.
You a dumb
We got it all on
motherfucker,
tape,
homie.
except
Shit.
every other word was the F word. So here it is.
That's all?
I got your hot rod right here, Sam Slut. All right, guys, I'm gonna wrap up the stream. All right. Ralph can only beat up a woman in the club. I feel like wrapping up the stream, guys. Might be back shortly. Might be back real shortly. Stay beautiful, fellas. Make sure you hit the notification button so you'll get notified when I go live. Stay beautiful.